my name is Brady Kirkman, Executive Director of Marketing and Business Development here at Windom Area Health, and we are back to the Pulse. This week is obviously National Nurses Week, and we are joined with me, our famous RN, Kristi Dewall. Kristi, how are you?
I'm good, thanks. How are you?
I am fabulous. Well, thank you for volunteering to be on the Pulse. I heard in the halls that you were very excited about it.
Yes. Joining the Pulse is great.
Yes.
I'm happy to be here.
Now that we're famous. So, Kristi, talk to us a little bit about what your role is here and kind of how long you've been at Windom Area Health.
I'm a registered nurse here at Windom Area Health. I've been here for 8 years this spring, and I have worked in another community in the past before I came here. So I've been a nurse for about 10, 11 years now.
So, having that experience in other facilities in Windom Area Health, what do you think separates us from others in your experience?
I think Windom Area Health it's a small local community hospital, which I think is great because we're kind of a smaller scale hospital. And so it's almost like we're family here. And I basically know all the employees, all of our coworkers that we work with in the small staff that we have. We know the employees' names, their spouses, their children. So we're very involved and close-knit.
Well, in your tenure here, would you say it's safe to say that we've grown?
Absolutely.
And
yeah,
a lot, would you agree?
Yes, a lot of changes and for the good, adding more providers, adding more specialties for the community so patients don't have to travel so far, because sometimes driving an hour and a half to other specialty clinics is a lot for people.
I just heard that on a patient experience last week they said, if they have to go to Sioux Falls or something, they said, it's usually a half a day over, get their services, and then a half a day back, and they said by the time it's all over, they're taking a whole day off work, whereas they can swing up here, the half an hour, and they're done.
Exactly. Sometimes it's nice to keep care at home.
Exactly. Well, we have a couple events going on, National Nurses Week and National Hospital Week. Tell us a little bit about what those are about.
National Nurses Week is a week every year in the year at the hospital that recognizes and acknowledges the nurses' work that they do for their dedicated career. And it's always the same week every year. Actually, Florence Nightingale's birthday is May 12th, and she's the founder of modern day nursing. And so Nurses Week is always celebrated the week of her birthday.
Excellent. And I always say, if you happen to be in the hospital or you're in a community and you see a nurse, reach out and say hello, reach out, tell them thank you, because you do a lot of work behind the scenes that sometimes doesn't get probably the recognition it deserves.
Yes, absolutely.
Talk to us a little bit about what National Hospital Week is,
National Hospital Week is kind of the same initiative, thanking everybody in the healthcare community. And that goes as far as nurses, labs, business office, registration. It kind of takes a village for us to be able to do patient care.
I had a person tell me one time, he said, it's so interesting, he said that it takes so many employees to run a facility, but after I sat down with him, I explained to him, I said, all the moving pieces, from billing to your healthcare records to registration and making sure your charts get transferred. I said, there's a lot of pieces that people just forget to understand that are needed to make sure you get that continuity of care.
Correct. And every single piece of that puzzle is very essential in making sure everything runs smoothly and patients get the care they need.
Environmental services, making sure you have a clean facility, making sure that maintenance at the facility is running properly, and, all the way up to that. We talked about the nurses and the experience they have. We also have the Daisy Award that will be coming up this week as well. Talk briefly about what that Daisy Award means to people.
Daisy Award is a national award, recognizes a nurse that does amazing care and that gets special shout outs from patients.
Excellent. Well, that's Kristi Dewall. And like I said, if you see a nurse in the hospital or the community, give a shout out for the work they do. Thank you for coming, Kristi.
Yes, thank you for having me.
You bet. We'll see you next time.